welcome to Rain of Clothier. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great New Year so far. So this is our first video for 2022. We're very excited to kick this year off and get everything situated and get it going. So today we have an interesting topic to talk about: the new whiskey. So this good parts about it. There's definitely a sad part about this topic, and I'll discuss here in a little bit. But overall, it's when you grow up more and more, you're learning about how to be a professional, and even when you're at the stage of being a professional or being an expert in your field, one of the big things that you will be doing is socializing, is mingling, doing social networks, or get-togethers or business meetings or social business meetings. So all those different types of events involve alcohol. You may go out during the day or in the evening or early evening with a colleague, or even with your future leader, or with some other partners if you have your own business. So there's different settings, but it all involves alcohol. And I remember when I was pretty young in my professional career, and a friend of mine mentioned to me, well, since you don't drink, Nico, you're going to have a hard time meeting new clients and getting to know people, and finding out, who's in the right network to get involved with. And I said, nonsense. I don't need it. And it became kind of a personal goal of mine to say I don't need it. The reason why is, one, I just didn't like alcohol, more specifically liquor. You have more of these cocktails, if you will, or mixed drinks that you have liquor inside of them. And two, my brother was having issues with drinking. So it kind of hit me at home, didn't really like it. And as I grew older and older, learning more about the business concept of what liquor is, and it's just we have no chance against it. It's very powerful. The liquor industry, the beer industry. You can't even go to a restaurant without thinking of a burger and a beer. So it's all around us, unfortunately. I have my personal view on it. We have to change as ourselves, rather than forcing the companies or banning the companies. I don't believe in that. I believe in free will, and one of these days we will realize how bad it is. After the party, after the quote unquote party of any situation, comes the reality of it. Here's the sad part of this topic. My brother, rest in peace, 41 years old, died of vodka addiction. I repeat, my brother of 41 years old died of a vodka addiction. People think, well, what was vodka? Vodka is vodka. You don't hear it a lot. You just think of, oh, it's an alcohol issue, or alcohol abuse, or alcoholism. No. Alcoholics have their specific go-to product, and my brother's was vodka. So it's bigger than him. My brother, just one of millions of people that I've spoken to. It is just very sad. There's people in the world that are suffering, and a lot of it's in the middle class and lower middle class, where they have a couple bucks to spend, but instead on the family, they spend $20-$30 off of a bottle. And it's sad to see that. And from a business perspective, I mean, it makes sense. The margins are there. The addiction is there. The best customer anyone would want is a repeat customer. So it's business 101. So on a business side of it, it's never going to end. And it's very sad. So we, as a society, as ourselves, as leaders of our own family, we should stop drinking. So this is where this topic comes about. When I was younger, I said, okay, well, I understand the concept. I understand that you have to mingle, you have to socialize. So I want to be in there to get to the right people, but I still don't believe in drinking. So I did the ginger ale. So ginger ale is the new whiskey at that time, and it still is. And I chose that because how they serve it to you, they don't serve it to you in the same bottle or glass, or a cup, if you will, as opposed to a soda. They would serve it to you in more like a cheap type cup. But when you do a ginger ale, for some reason, they serve it to you as if they are serving to you in a mixed drink option. So it looks like you're drinking whatever it is in there, and it's brown, so it almost looks like a kind of a how would you say, it's just like a Jack and Coke, if you will. It's just very interesting how people look at it and they're, oh wow, and they don't talk about it, of course. They don't say, hey, what do you got there? What are you drinking? Especially in a business setting, no, you just have it in your hand, you socialize, and that's it. So it's that subconscious of people that are kind of analyzing this, and oh wow, so they think that I have a alcoholic drink, but in reality, I have a good tasting ginger ale. So I did that for a number of years. As I grew older, you tend to go away from that and just be firm as you learn more and develop an opinion about what alcohol does to the body, what alcohol does to the family, to your kids, your blood, um, everything, your wife, your sisters, your brothers. When you realize that, and when you learn more about a lot of people who are in the wealthier class, they have less and less your, hey, let's go out and party all the time. They have a limited amount of alcohol. So how they drink it is totally different than a guy getting off a 9 to 5 job and just banging down a, what is it called, close to a liter almost, of vodka or whiskey. So it's just outstanding, especially when I learn more about the cigar world, how they enjoy the idea of, and I'll talk a little bit more on another topic about whiskey and wine, how to drink it correctly, because I'm looking at it in my son. When he gets older, they're only 5, 3, and 6 months old. Or 5 years old, 3 years old, and 6 months old. So we got some time, but in actuality, no, it'll be very soon when he's going to realize, hey, what's this? And there's a right way to drink it. And to me, I maybe drink it once, and I'm talking about whiskey with the cigar. But with whiskey, any liquor, yeah, what, once, maybe 3 times in 10 years, or let's do, no, 15 years. So 2005, close in 2005, 2006. So it's it's not needed in your life. So where it became the new whiskey was water. So it phases from being into the crowd to understand the concept. You have to network, but as you build your network, you have more power, if you will, and you can say, "Hey, I believe this." And any gentleman would say, if you're firm, and you have conviction with your words, I'll respect that. And that's what I developed so far. And I'm happy to tell people about the sad story about my brother, because it's reality. And I see it in their eyes. They know they have a family member either far away or next door or in their own house that are dealing with the same problem. I would say another 100 years after all this profit making, the families or the business or the CEOs of them, as they go long gone, they pass on from this world. All the profit's been taken care of. People made so many money, and then they see the destruction. Is going to come a time when they realize, hey, we need to do something about this alcohol. But until then, it's our free will to choose no. But I will tell you this: there's only and all these people who say sober, you can stay sober for a long time, you can change. There is a point where there's no return. So yes, you can change. You can change your drinking ways, but I don't know, everyone's different, but there is a time in the person's life where they cannot stop. I've seen it. It is the most evil thing ever, where as if they're pointing a gun to you and they said, if you drink again, another sip, we're going to kill you. Somehow they think, it's okay, I'm still going to drink because I need it. I'm going to take that. It is worth the risk. There is no rock bottom for people, men and women, at that point. It's very scary. Family, everyone's gone away, and it's tough. So there is no return at some point. So there is points where, in phases in your life of alcoholics, where you can change. So it's great. But the majority of the time it's not. People don't even realize that they're an alcoholic before it's too late. So it is sad. Please talk to your family members, talk to yourselves with the therapist. It is a real problem. So please be careful, because I'm a big proponent of business and family. And family comes before business. And you have to take care of that. So that's why in our household we don't have no liquor, nothing. Just don't. When my sons are old enough, I'll teach them a proper way to enjoy a cigar with the whiskey. But until then, there's no need for it. And I would even instill to them that teaching as well. Even that you don't need. You don't need a cigar and whiskey. You do it to enjoy it, but knowing that it can be addictive. So we have to know what phase we are in before we consume alcohol. It's very tricky. It's very tricky. But again, we have free will, so we'll leave it at that. We all have a choice. So to bring a happy story to a sad situation, or a happy ending to a sad situation, be confident. Let people know what you think about drinking. If you have an uncle or aunt that just keeps on drinking, whether it's vodka or gin or whiskey or rum, tell people that. Spread the word. No, I don't drink. Well, why not? Because my family has issues with it, and my aunt is actually alcoholic, and I don't want to do that. But anyways, let's continue on with our business tactic today. That's it. Be confident what you want to say regarding that topic. And if you never even thought about it, learn about it. Google it. That's what I did. Just find out things about it. Find statistics about it. I found out about 2 years ago that you can have the equivalence of an average American that spends on liquor, whether it's in home or out of home, is about $10,000. That was 2 years ago. It probably went up more. We're in 2022 now. And that's about the same amount that you can put in the IRA. So I make a joke about it. I say, hey, I'd rather put that money into IRA for my savings for my retirement. I don't want to be drinking my retirement away. And boom, it makes sense. You can do the personal side, or you can do the business side with money. A lot of people understand math, so it makes sense. And you continue on. But again, I've done all those taxes. People still continue to drink. So again, at the end of the day, it's their choice, but you can at least share that information. And like I said, be strong in what you believe in. If you think you are a good drinker, I will highly suggest to look more into it, deeply into it. How many times you argue with your significant other? How many times you find yourself angry? How many times do you find yourself, oh man, what if this or what if that? All these little things in your life, they build up, and you got to see where it stems from. And a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times it stems from what the common denominator is liquor involved. So again, not all the time, but many times. We just have to analyze and admit to it. Again, free will. So hope you guys enjoy New Year. I think this is very appropriate time to mention this for the new whiskey topic is at one point in your career, in the beginning stages of your career or your entrepreneurship, yeah, going with the crowd. But once you learn more and more, you can say, hey, give me a water, or give me, I mean, soda's a whole different story. But last time I checked, I don't think people lost their family over being overweight from soda. And it's totally different. So yeah, have a soda, but when you get even further into your health, water is so much better. And that's it. Throw a lime in there if you want to get crazy. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day, and we'll talk again. God bless.